Hey guys, today I'm just going to be talking about the level 1 Arnold bodybuilding program. I did it myself for 8 weeks with a friend. I saw some pretty cool changes. I'm going to be talking about those changes and showing the transformation pictures today, as well as just giving my insights on the program. I think it's an awesome program, but I don't think it's for everyone, so hopefully this video can help you decide whether it's right for you and whether you want to give it a shot. So anyway, let's get into the details. So my starting point, I'd recently returned from a holiday. I hadn't been sticking to any specific training or diet program, hadn't been following through, hadn't been committing to the gym. My stats, I'll be showing up now on camera and along with my statistics, but as you can see, definitely not a huge amount of muscle tone and needs a lot of work. So anyway, this is just my starting point, these are my figures, and we'll get into the improvements. So just showing up my comparisons now for the first month. So this is after 4 weeks of starting the program. And as you can see, my weight has gone up by almost 1 kilo, but my body fat's actually gone down. So that's definitely some muscle gain there, which is awesome. My waist has gone down by just over 1 centimeter. Hips gone down 1 centimeter as well. Arms have stayed about the same, which is perfect. Legs have actually gone up quite a bit, and chest more or less stayed the same, but lost 1 centimeter as well. So definitely losing fat in some good areas like the waist and hips, but keeping muscle in areas where I'm leaner, such as the arms, and I did see lots of growth in my legs. So the first thing that really kind of shocked me about the Arnold program was the sheer amount of volume. There is a lot of volume, like a lot of volume. 6 sessions a week, pretty much every session, involves a bunch of compound movements as well as some isolation movements. But you're doing a lot of strength work and then a lot of volume as well. Most sessions you're in there probably about 1.5 hours. The only session you weren't, surprisingly, was actually the upper body day. I found to be quite easy to get in and out of in about 1 hour, but it's 6 times a week, more or less 1.5 hours. And if you mess around, if you fuck around and you just keep chatting and stuff in the gym, you're going to be there easily 2 hours before you finish all of your sets and all of your reps. So big workouts, a lot of workouts a week, and just the sheer volume was quite challenging to get used to. But that's one of the main drivers for growth, and that's why I think I saw quite a lot of good results as well. So you got to put the time and effort in, and results will come. So now moving on to my final 4 weeks of the program. This is my measurements from week 8. So coming up now will be the pictures, and if you look at my results, so I'm pretty much the same weight as I was the 4 weeks prior, actually losing slightly a bit of weight, but these results were kind of crazy. My body fat actually went up, and I'm not sure if that's due to potentially bloating on the day. Measuring around the belly really increased my body fat percentage on that day. But interestingly, my waist actually went down significantly by another inch, which was, to be honest, really strange. My hips as well went up by almost 2 inches. My calves went up 0.5 centimeter, which is always good to see. My legs are still improving in size. My arms once again stayed about the same, forever small arms, and my chest as well, almost growing about 2 centimeters, so 2 inches rather. I think to just add some extra context, so if we look at the overall results of the program, my weight's gone up slightly. It's gone from 76.3 kilograms to 76.9. My body fat, yes, it's gone from 15 to 17.5. I don't know how accurate that is. What we're using was skin calipers, and I've actually noticed that can kind of vary day to day. It's not the most accurate, but if you go off the other measurements, such as the waist, hip, arms, legs, etc., we can kind of see that the results are quite positive. So looking at those, my waist overall has gone down 3.75 centimeters, which is huge, and you can definitely see that doing abs every day, which is what the program tells you to do, it really has tightened up my core. You can see that in the photos. My hips, so glutes, have gone up 2.5 centimeters, and I attribute that to just all the deadlifts and the high intensity leg volume that I haven't been doing much in my own programming. My legs as well adapted really well. They've gone up 3 centimeters, which is huge. My chest, 3.5 centimeters going up. And I would also attribute that not just specifically to chest. Like I said, my bench really suffered because of the volume, but I think it's also my lats. So you do 50 pull-ups every back workout. And I think that huge amount of volume really improved the size of my lats. And so that's what's added on to the chest measurement, as of course the measurement goes around your lats as well. So I think my back actually made some really impressive gains, which hopefully you can see in the photos as well. Then my arms having a 0% change is probably down to my genetics and not so much down to the program. Final thoughts, guys. So it was a program where I made a bunch of progress. I improved my strength on some of my movements, so my pull-ups really improved. My bench press suffered because I was just doing too much pressing in general, you know, whether that was the high chest volume with the high shoulder volume. I couldn't recover, so my bench actually suffered. My squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, all those things went up. My legs really adapted well to the high volume and high intensity. My core got tighter and I developed more abs. My arms, another story, still having issues there. If you have tips, let me know. But it's a great program, but you gotta be dedicated. It's a huge time commitment. You know, we all have time, we can all make time, but the way I found it most effective for me was actually splitting up the workouts, so doing 2 workouts in a day, so probably an hour in the morning and an hour at night. If you can dedicate yourself and commit yourself to that amount of intensity and time, then you're gonna see huge results, you know, and it's kind of regardless of the program. If you can really dedicate yourself and stick to your nutrition, you're gonna see great results, kind of regardless of what program you're doing, as long as you're training hard and, you know, your nutrition's on absolute point. But I do recommend this one. It is tough, especially if you're a beginner though, so it's got quite a few technical lifts. I would make sure you're making sure your form is perfect, and obviously it's a lot of volume, so if you can manage it and if you can actually recover, then this program is going to be great for you. So give it a shot. Let me know how you guys go. In just 4 weeks you can see a huge change, just like I did. And yeah, I'll probably be running it again in the future and trying to keep it going for longer. All right, awesome. Cheers.